go over a quick rule of thumb. Generally speaking, if you get temps in the 40s, like what we've seen this week, these snow piles are going to start shrinking a little bit at the rate of not much, a half an inch per day. When you're talking about a 20-foot pile of snow and compacted ice and grime, that is not as quick as we'd like to see. When you start to get temperatures in the 50s, you start to see that snow pile reduce a lot more rapidly, 2 to 4 inches per day. Temps could be in the 50s by the end of next week, but of course it all depends on the texture of the snow, how much sun you get. What we wouldn't want is a stretch of temps in the 60s. It sounds great, but if you melt that snow too quickly, then you deal with the threat of runoff and flooding, and of course all of that garbage floating across the streets, and that's something we don't want. So a slow reduction, certainly a little bit better than anything too quick. But as we just mentioned, we may be adding more snow to these piles in parts of the area, at least by the weekend and into next week. Another Sunday storm to talk about. Let's start with today, though. We've got steady rain at least through 11 a.m., slow travel, and then fog developing later on. And then another next weather alert Sunday into Monday for yet another Sunday night winter storm. This could start as a mix, then snow, heavy at the coast, but the threat for heavy snow cannot be ruled out in the city and suburbs yet, as this system starts to develop and we get a little bit better a handle on where the exact center of the low will track. So this morning it's just rain. There is still some heavy rain across especially portions of Delaware County, Chester County into southern New Jersey. This will be moving out pretty quickly. By noon, this is off the coast. I'm a little concerned we'll have some dense fog developing for the evening commute or anyone that has Friday night dinner plans out in the city, something to watch out for later on. And then the sun is back for tomorrow, at least for the first half of the day. Clouds may start to filter in from north to south as we get into the afternoon, but not a bad day. Mild as well, 50 if we get enough sunshine. Then another next weather alert as rain and snow arrives just in time as temperatures begin to drop and this coastal low starts to take shape offshore. So here's Sunday at 9 a.m. Light precipitation, it's going to have a tough time accumulating during the day Sunday. Temps at the surface are near 40. But it's Sunday night, temps drop down to the freezing mark right at the same time this storm begins to undergo bombogenesis or rapid deepening, rapid strengthening off the coast. And look at these bands of snow. Now, depending on the exact center of the low, if it's closer to the coast, we push those heavier bands inland. If it's further out to sea, you drag those heavy bands further out to sea. But it does look like especially South Jersey and Delaware could be in what we call the jackpot zone of this storm. So the most likely scenario right now is that it's kind of similar to last weekend, although closer to the coast, with a slushy 1 to 3 inches by the time you wake up Monday morning. Still possible, if the storm bombs out, that we pick up over 6 inches in those heaviest bands Sunday into Monday morning. Janelle, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Going to be a busy Sunday. If you live in New Jersey, authorities